Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB game schedule for Thursday, June 26, 2025. If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Put your baseball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily rundown best bet in Major League Baseball, you can find those at the Experts tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alright, here we go. Here are the games for Thursday, Major League Baseball. First up, we've got the Athletics and the Tigers. We got Jeffrey Springs for the A's, but no official starter right now for Detroit. Now, Jeffrey Springs, had one of his best starts of the season, really, his last game against the Guardians. 7 1/3 innings of one-run ball, 6 strikeouts, and a 5-1 A's win. But that was against the Guardians team that in the last month has been dreadful against lefties. Now you're on the road, where Springs actually pitched better on the road this season, but still, against a Tigers team that is crushing left-handed pitching. In the last month, they're both top 5 in OPS and ISO, and their strikeout walk rates are decent. Low strikeout rate, walk rate of 10.7%. I think that Springs is in trouble in this game, and while I'd like to see who the Tigers go with as their starter / opener, which we've seen a few of those from the Tigers recently, I still think that their offense is going to show up in this game nonetheless, and I think they're going to win this game. So maybe take the team total over, but I like the Tigers to win this game on the money line as well. Next up, we've got the Guardians and the Blue Jays. We got Kevin Gausman and Tanner Bybee as the starters. Now, we just talked about the Guardians struggling against left-handed pitching in the last month, but really their numbers aren't much better against right-handed pitching in the last 30 days either. But their power numbers are up a little bit, and I think that this is a decent matchup for him against Gausman, who is struggling recently. I mean, his last 2 games, a combined 9 1/3 innings, 11 base hits, 11 earned runs, and 3 home runs to go with it, with 7 walks as well, in an 8-0 and 9-5 loss for the Blue Jays. And Toronto's been a team that's been playing pretty good baseball in the last month and a half or so, but I don't love this matchup for him. I think that Bybee is the better starting pitching option. I think Cleveland still has the better bullpen in this matchup. I think the Guardians' offense does enough in this game to win it, so give me Cleveland on the money line in this one. Next up, it's the Mariners and the Twins. We got Emerson Hancock and Simeon Woods Richardson as the starters. Now, we saw Hancock pitch at Wrigley Field his last game where the wind was blowing way out to center. It was a hot day at Wrigley, and he gave up a lot of runs. It was 9 runs and 4 home runs in a 10-7 loss for Seattle. I still don't think he's a viable pitching option now. I don't think he's going to have to pitch in those kind of elements the rest of the season, maybe even the rest of his career. But nonetheless, I mean, the Twins, while they've struggled recently, their offense really hasn't been the big problem for that. Their pitching, and most importantly, their starting pitching has been the biggest issue recently, and it includes Simeon Woods Richardson, who I also don't love in this spot. So for me, I think we're going to see a lot of runs from both teams, similar to the first game of this series, the second game of this series, where we saw Luis Castillo go up against Chris Paddock, and we took the over, and it was 6-5 final. I could see a similar scoreline, so give me the over in Mariners-Twins, but I say a similar scoreline. I do think Minnesota grabs the win this time, so a lean towards the Twins and the over. Next up, we've got the Phillies and the Astros. Christopher Sanchez and Hunter Brown are the projected starters. Now, a game like this could be difficult to handicap on the surface when you look at 2 really good teams and 2 really good starting pitchers that are in great form recently and have great numbers overall this year, but for me, the difference maker is playing the matchup game. I think, obviously, the black and white of the fact that the Astros are about 15 games over 500 at home this season compared to the Phillies, who are just a handful of games or less than a handful of games over 500 on the road. And then the fact that the Astros in the last month are number 1 in baseball against lefties in team OPS, while the Phillies are outside the top 10 in team OPS against righties in that same time frame. I'm going to go with the Astros here. I know you have to lay a little bit of a price here with Houston, but I think Hunter Brown still is the better starting pitching option, who has a better matchup. He's also faced this Phillies lineup a few times, or the current hitters in the lineup a few times, and he's got better numbers against the current Phillies hitters than Sanchez does against the current Astros hitters. So I'm going to roll with the Astros in this one on the money line and run line. Next up, we've got the Rays and the Royals. We've got Shane Baz and Michael Lorenzen as the starters. I like the over in this game. We got an afternoon game with 2 starting pitchers I don't really trust in this matchup. The Rays have crushed right-handed pitching in the last month. I think they get the Lorenzen, but I also think the Royals will be able to chip in plenty of runs against Shane Baz and the Rays bullpen. So give me the over in Kansas City, Tampa Bay. Next up, we've got the Cubs and the Cardinals. We got Chicago going with Shota Imanaga and Andre Palante going for St. Louis. Now, when you look at Andre Palante, a ground ball specialist, going up against the Chicago Cubs team that has the lowest ground ball rate in Major League Baseball, right off the bat, it's not an amazing matchup for Palante and the Cardinals pitching staff. And then you add to the fact that Imanaga, while he is returning from injury, he pitched really well in his rehab starts, and he's also got great numbers against his current Cardinals lineup in about 40 plate appearances, a 31% strikeout rate, not a single walk surrendered with a 223 xwOBA. I got to roll the Cubs in this one on the money line and run line on the road. Next up, the Dodgers and the Rockies. We've got Clayton Kershaw and Austin Gomber as the starters. This is not my favorite game on the board. This series has been a tough one because there's just not a lot of value, and you've got one of the best teams in baseball up against the worst team in baseball, even when the Rockies are home. But, Clayton Kershaw, pretty good numbers recently at Coors Field. I think he's a good option for LA in this game. I think he's going to get a lot of run support. Don't really trust Gomber in this spot, so I'm going to lean towards the Dodgers on the extended run line or even just the 1.5 runs in this one. Next up, we've got the Marlins and the Giants. We've got Jansen Junk and Hayden Birdsong as the starters. Now, both of these starting pitchers face the opposition towards the beginning of the month of June. Both pitched well in those outings. Junk against the Giants, 4 innings of 5 strikeouts, shutout baseball. Birdsong, 5 1/3 innings of 1-run ball and a 4-2 Giants win. For me in this game, I think it's going to be a competitive game, a low-scoring game, one where I'd want to have the 1.5 runs with the Miami Marlins. Birdsong, while I still think it's going to be a low-scoring game, it was concerning for me to see Birdsong give up 5 total runs against the Red Sox in his last game. It's a Red Sox lineup that's been struggling recently against right-handed pitching, and that was also at Oracle Park, very pitcher-friendly ballpark where we see this game being played. So I think that while Birdsong's got great numbers against the current Marlins lineup, I think Miami can do enough damage early on in this game to at least cover the run line, if not win this game outright. So give me the Marlins plus the 1.5 runs and lean towards the under in this one. Next up, we've got the Mets and the Braves. We've got Griffin Canning and Grant Holmes as the starters. Now, there's situations where you want to buy low on teams, especially good teams that may be going through a little bit of a losing streak or a slump. Sometimes you can get really good prices on those teams when they are going through those struggles. But this is not a situation where I want to back the Mets right now. I mean, Griffin Canning has not been in good form. His ERA is now just below 5 at Citi Field this year. He's got dreadful numbers against his current Braves lineup in about 50 plate appearances, a very high xwOBA above 470, an expected slugging percentage at 742. Holmes has got pretty good numbers against the current Mets lineup, albeit it's a very small sample size, but Holmes is in much better form compared to Canning. The Braves lineup has been in much better form, and it's been much better with runners in scoring position, runners on base, than the Mets have, as of late. I got to roll with the Braves in this one on the money line. I think that they just take this game on the road, so give me Atlanta on the money line. And that's it. Those are the games for Thursday in baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. And don't forget, in the next few days, it ends on Sunday, my yearly package is $250 discounted off the normal price, due to us reaching 250,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. Those yearly subscribers in 2024-25, great returns in the last 12 months. Were over, for $1,000 bettors, over $60,000 in profit. $100 bettors, still over $6,000 in profit for that yearly all sports package. So take a look at it at pickdawgz.com, premium or experts tab if you're interested. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.